Hello everyone, you're with Shoes in Bitcoin episode 4. I'm Valeria Georgieva, and today we're going to have, as usual, a very special guest, and we're not going to talk about shoes. We are going to talk about Bitcoin. It's a huge pleasure to introduce my guest to you, but before I do so, I would like to set the right expectations to everybody. So this is an informative webinar. I'd like to ask everyone to stay on mute aside from this. So in case you have any questions, kindly ask you to type them in the chat box. Everything that's on the topic will be answered, if not today, later, personally by me. So I would suggest we start. I'm happy to welcome Zoe Faircloth with us. Hi, Zoe. How are you?
Hi, how's it? Good. Good. Thank you so much for inviting me to this. I'm really excited to talk about Bitwala and my history.
Thank you for managing and having this time to spend it with me. It's a huge pleasure. So, Zoe, you're in London, right?
Yep. I mean, you can tell by my accent that I am English. However, yeah, Bitwala is in Berlin. But yeah, I think with the current crisis right now, it was suitable to be with my family. So I'm in London. So yeah, can't wait for things to get better to go back to.
Right, you made the right decision to go back home during these hard times when the travel is very, very difficult, close to impossible, I would say. Welcome everyone. Please stay on mute. You're with Shoes in Bitcoin. I'm with Zoe Faircloth from Bitwala. Okay, Zoe. So how is it going in London actually? So you're the marketing responsible person at Bitwala, the German crypto bank. So how is going over there? How are you actually currently able to perform all the tasks remotely from London for Berlin?
Well, I think we're well trained. Bitwala, we have a huge open plan office in Kreuzberg, and obviously we miss our colleagues very much. I think the team is like the core of Bitwala, and we share like fantastic experiences and ideas. So in that sense, it is kind of difficult because you're through a screen and you're trying to bounce ideas just like any other startup. But yeah, we really make it work, and our sort of mission is to work like nothing's changed, and I think we've been doing that perfectly. So we've got a lot of product launches that are coming up, and I'll explain a bit later. But yeah, working with the same sort of speed and resources, but through the screen and home office has been quite challenging. But we're managing as a team. If you've got strong teammates that are always there for you, I think you don't notice. But yeah, very challenging and unprecedented times for everyone, I think.
Right, definitely, it's very challenging for everyone, and it's great that you're having this option for working from home. Actually, everything is digital right now. I assume you're doing everything remotely by design. You're capable to do it, not particularly being in the office as a
That
requirement.
also works a Bitwala. Yeah, not just like the functions of the startup, but how you set up your account. Everything is digital. We say that the Bitwala account can be created from your sofa. You can trade Bitcoin from your sofa. Everything can be
I'm
done.
on my sofa right now, just specifically.
You can open it directly from your sofa. You can trade Bitcoin and Ethereum from your sofa. Yeah. So I think our business model hasn't really changed. I think a lot of fintechs had to sort of, adapt, but we remain the same.
Perfect. Thank you, Zoe. And could you please brief us, me and the audience, Bitwala, what exactly are you guys doing in Berlin? I know that your product is international. It's designed for the whole European Union. However, could you please describe what is exactly Bitwala?
Cool. So Bitwala, for those who don't know, Bitwala is the world's first cryptocurrency bank account with an integrated Bitcoin and Ethereum wallet. Obviously, there are players popping up, but Bitwala are the first and are known to be the first. So we're not an exchange. It's very clear. We're a bank account. So there's a difference between an exchange and bank account. We're a bank account. And we allow users the ability to trade directly to and from their bank account while giving them security of owning their own private keys. So you can easily transfer crypto between wallets in your Euro bank account very smoothly. It's a German bank account, so you have a German IBAN and all the transfers and all the features of a fully functioning German account, which is also regulated with the German BaFin. And then you have a very nice looking debit card where you can you trade Bitcoin, and within the hour, the Bitcoin or the fiat is on your bank account, and you can use it. I don't have a card on me right now, but I saw you on our bit. Yeah,
Here it is for you.
okay, perfect.
This is a big
That
one.
was very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I've managed to create that account back in September last year, and I've traded inside. I've transferred some satoshis, and I've managed to trade them into fiat and back to Bitcoin. So it's really fast. It's really fast, the trading inside the application. And you're saying that it's designed for everyone, but actually the interface and the user experience, on how many languages do you have the application, or what kind of people? For example, can someone in Bulgarian, I'm from Bulgaria, can someone in Bulgarian call Bitwala and create account herself?
Yeah, so we offer our account to anyone who's a resident of the European Economic Area, so that's including Switzerland. However, we offer our services directly in German because we are a German bank account, and English. So as long as you speak those languages, the process should be pretty smooth. It's either your passport or an identification card, depending on your nationality. So yeah, those are the sort of criteria for opening up your own crypto bank account. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was performing all the required steps to create the bank account, I had to go through this process. They had to screen me. I had to perform such moves. They said, okay, just move a little bit to the lights. Then I had to show my passport and also their kind of biometrics. It's very interesting. It was a unique experience to me. It was the first time I did something like that, and
Yeah, so
mhm.
it's very rigorous in the sense that you have to, shake your passport. But I think it's very that's why we're so regulated and we're so safe as a bank account. Like we are our partner Solaris Bank. We use their banking license, and that's why we use their partner service ID now for the verification. And there are, like any other neobank, there are the identification tricks that you have to do to complete the process.
Perfect. And back to you, Zoe. To who is Zoe Faircloth? How did you manage to enter this challenging and very interesting and high demanding environment like crypto, Bitcoin, and Bitwala? What is your journey to this point of
Well,
your life and career experience?
so I've been working in the startup space for over 5 years now, and actually the crypto banking space for over three. So before Bitwala, I worked at the world's oldest fintech called Fido Bank. It's headquartered in Munich, and it's the first fintech or first digital bank account to implement an API that enables you to buy Bitcoin through a partner such as Kraken and Bitcoin.de. So my entrance into the neo-banking and crypto world wasn't Bitwala, but actually a predecessor, which has been around for 10 years. It's not as easy as Bitwala, but yeah, it was my first entrance. I have a very great memory of I think it was November 2017, and that was around the time of the last huge Bitcoin boom. And we were on the train back from Munich from our Christmas party, the entire company, and the Fido product suddenly exploded. And as a marketing manager, you're like, okay, what is going on? And then you see the Bitcoin price absolutely skyrocket. Everyone in the train's like, oh my God, this is a huge opportunity. And I think it just shows how the industry can be fueled by the demand from Bitcoin. So sometimes you're just going about your daily routine as a communications manager, and then suddenly it's just chaotic. Like our KPIs doubled overnight, and that's, I think, Bitcoin price fuels the industry, or fuels the sort of nature of work I do quite a lot. So it can get very exciting very quickly, and that's why I love the industry as well. It's cool.
It's very dynamic. The things are happening so fast. It can change so fast, everything. So you're always 24/7 ready to accommodate any communication needs, having in mind the markets and what's going on. So it's really a very big responsibility and a very big challenge. And having said that, what do you think are, so you have so much experience, like we're going to talk about Bitwala in more details, but what would you tell us in terms of the challenges that you potentially are facing right now? Because there are so many products, there are so many different teams and projects for trying to make something, and the difference, I would say, how are you coping with this to be on top? Because yeah, Bitwala is very well known, at least in this industry.
I mean, this industry comes with its own sort of challenges. I can talk about sort of the marketing perspective, but also the crypto perspective on a whole. The first one is crypto industry is a relatively new concept, and with a new concept or a new industry, there's skepticism. So the fact that it's new, many products and many things that emerge in the crypto space sometimes aren't 100% efficient, so we have huge potential in every corner, but it's still sort of emerging, and people have to really realize that this is so new. The technology is so new, that there's going to be some teething problems, and I think we're still at the very start of this this journey, and so there are some challenges with that because it's not a product that we fully know about, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
From a marketing
It
perspective,
takes time, and everybody's trying to do something different. And of course, all these regulations also, they're changing a lot, and we have to stick to them. Every single project, depending on its size, has to be compliant, and on top of it, you have to provide something new, which is
out of like I've worked at a few startups before entering the crypto space, and the compliance is a major, like not a blocker, but it's a major factor that you have to be always mindful of everything you do. So when you're communicating, you have to be aware that this is a very regulated industry. So yeah, I think now our biggest sort of challenge will be the corona. Lots of exchanges and products have been popping up, and they're new. We see a lot of currencies, but then now with the corona, I think there's going to be a new economy. There's going to be a bigger fight for the product that is the best product wins. And I think crypto still hasn't become the mainstream. There is not a single product that is super mainstream. So it will be more competitive in the future.
right, especially now. And why do you think it's the reason that right now during the corona are popping up so many new projects and people who are willing to create something as a product within the industry? Why exactly right now? Because people are ready, they've understood actually what the digital cash is bringing to them, and all this digitalization and the easiness of our lives, I would say, and the way we are managing our funds and our spendings.
Yeah. So I think people are starting to realize. I mean, for example, this is unprecedented times. The rate at which governments are printing money just to support the economy, it's insane. You don't. We say that cryptocurrency is a safe haven, although it was challenged when Bitcoin price decreased when the stock markets crashed a few weeks ago. It's still a very strong option for investment, and moving away. You have in Venezuela where the government's inflation affects the government, so people move towards Bitcoin. You have the same for coronavirus. People are moving towards a safer option. They want to invest in something that won't inflate or won't be printed out of thin air. So I think people are waking up to Bitcoin, and they're interested. Like if you look, I'm a marketing perspective. If you look at the Google Trends, people are searching for Bitcoin more and more, and that's because they're interested in this is going to reinvent a new economy, and I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. And this is very good. So you're saying, so the new economy is coming. Actually, the way it's going to function, everything is going to change. The change has already started. The competition will be high. And having said that, for example, you've mentioned about your daily, let's say, activities that you're performing for Bitwala. But how exactly does one day of Zoe Faircloth look like? For example, in the morning, you start having your coffee from a Bitwala mug, and then what's coming? So you're having a full mailbox with emails from clients for new designs, for new products. How does it look like one day of Zoe Faircloth?
Yeah, we don't have Bitwala mugs yet, which is very unfortunate. We got a
Wow.
brand new Bitwala hoodie, and I've done a few like Twitter giveaways, and people are just obsessed with the Bitwala t-shirts and hoodies. They're just like, I want one now, and we get a lot of Instagram
I saw the
messages saying like,
hoodies.
where can I?
The hoodies are wonderful. I love them. The hoodies are once in a lifetime. So these.
If startup, I think high quality merchandise is just a real winner, because people like our entire team wears them every day. Well, when I saw them in the office, the developers just didn't get them off. So yeah, that's a pro tip there. So what do I do at Bitwala? I think I work as a marketing manager, and I think my role is to sort of engage with our customers as well as future users and future adopters of our product. I really love marketing because I get to tell the amazing story of Bitwala. The history of Bitwala is very colorful. I can explain to you, where it's been, and it's one of the reasons why I joined Bitwala was because of its amazing story. I get to be actively engaged with customers, whether it be their social media. I get to, work directly with relevant teams with product. I get to influence how we communicate our product and like where we go and what's the story we're telling. For example, I worked on the Ethereum launch that we launched over Christmas, which was a new currency. And we wanted to explain that we're launching Ethereum because we want to explore, DeFi, and we think that the Web 2.0 is the new Web 3.0. So we were, coming up with narratives and different stories and making sure our users are really, from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, really nurtured, and also encouraging users to use the card and trade, and finding making data-driven ideas to make successful campaigns. And I also work with growth and acquisition, which means bringing users straight from the funnel, whether it be they're just curious about Bitcoin, because a lot of our product is user to buy Bitcoin. And I think we get a lot of people that are curious and they want to know more, and we simply offer them information, whether it be the academy or our market watch. We're very transparent in our communication. We're very open, and I think if you have a very transparent communication strategy, especially when you're in crypto, when you're in something that needs to be explained in simple terms, but not too simple, I think we do it pretty well.
Yeah. So I'm reading a lot, and for now, that what I've seen is only positive, more than positive feedback for Bitwala. So keep it up with the good work, and we're waiting for more and more additional products and launches. We're expecting them. But you're mentioning that you are having lots of communication with the customers. You're talking about end clients, right? Directly the people who are using the application, who are trading themselves. Okay, so having said that, And the fact that, okay, most probably these people who started using the application, they already have heard about crypto. They know what is Bitcoin. But do you have such clients who are relatively new and their first experience is with Bitwala, because Bitwala is very user friendly actually. You can have a first experience with Bitcoin with Bitwala. And my question is, if you have such customers, what are the biggest challenges with them? Because my expectation is that these people are also not very tech people, and it's possible they to have kind of specific needs, and how you are addressing them from a communication standpoint.
So I think when you're dealing with people that are interested in Bitcoin but not necessarily the technical know-how, I think the best part is to grab them emotionally. Bitcoin has a lot of philosophy, like a lot of theory, a lot of emotional aspects to it. For example, financial freedom. I think everyone has, a time where they want to secure their, whether taking their children to university or making sure they buy their first property. And I think Bitcoin can enable people to do that. So, when people are searching what is Bitcoin, they're actually not just wondering about the technology because they want to learn about their future. And I think, it's a great path for storytelling, and we capture them in an emotional way because there's a lot of people that Bitcoin can cater to, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So basically, you're having a very individual approach, and you're trying to support as much as possible everyone who is trying to step in and to just to explore this world. Doesn't matter for the first time or if he or she is an advanced user, which is definitely a very very good thing, because right now we need exactly such solutions who are more user friendly, because we cannot expect mass adoption and people to be capable to even to make the difference between legit and non-legit project when there is not enough user-friendly applications, which is wonderful that what you're doing. And having said that, I'm referring to the Bitcoin. You've mentioned about the history and fundamentals and the philosophy which is behind Bitcoin. And one of the philosophies, at least one of the things that I kept for myself, and is something that I do really appreciate and value in this technology, is the fact that you can be literally your own bank. Of course, if you have the technical literacy to download, to have the respective hardware that you need by running the full node, by validating the whole blockchain, you can be your own bank. How a product like yours? What do you have any, let's say, contradictions or any not completely? Um, how are you addressing this capability of the technology in the product itself? So could you please explore on that a little?
Yeah. So, I mean, this question comes up a lot when people talk about Bitwala. Basically, because people ask, well, how can you can incorporate what Bitcoin really means when you actually you've got your foot in the centralized world. Like, but we always say, and this is sort of the standard answer, that we combine the best of both worlds. We are the gateway and the enabler at the same time. So, I mean, on one hand, you have this self-custody wallet. So you own your own keys, you are your own bank, and you are completely in charge of your Bitcoin. So Bitwala lets you do this. And this is really important because there are exchanges out there where you don't have your Bitcoin, exchange got hacked, you would lose your Bitcoin. With Bitwala, this doesn't happen. On the other hand, we are the middleman, and I think this is important because you do need protection out there. You need someone that is held accountable. Sometimes you need the deposit protection scheme that we have with the euros. 100,000 is secured, and you need SEPA because you don't want to pay a Bitcoin transaction for a coffee. So we enable you to do the best of both worlds. And I think the narrative of like running your own full node, this has sort of changed over the years. Generally because full nodes don't run on mobile devices. Like a good story is imagine taking your computer to literally scan it to pay for your coffee. I don't think it would be very practical to shove the laptop down with with your full node. Um, yeah. And also thing is being your own bank, I think people need to have that access to the fiat or the euro world, because imagine if today I have 1 Bitcoin worth of savings and I put all my savings into Bitcoin. The next day, how do I pay my rent? So I think being your own bank, and we do the middle ground quite well.
Yeah, so definitely this is a very winning point with actually you're not you don't have to bring your hardware with you in order to pay from it. Yeah, so actually that's what I've understood. Bitwala is a safe product which is also cheap compared to running your full node and really having this hardware and investing in it. So you are basically you're enabled to do everything using Bitwala. So from having the standard bank account, which is additionally secured up to 10,000 euro, you've mentioned. And actually, sorry, 10,000 euros. Yeah. That difference is, there is a very big difference. So basically, it's a good product for everyone who is willing to try and to explore further Bitcoin. And not only, you've mentioned you've also launched Ethereum at the end of last year. So both cryptocurrencies are tradable right now. And what about having in mind that you are always in touch with clients? Do you have some data or information you are capable to share with us in terms of the usage? How many people are using Bitwala? How many people are trading fiat, which is money, euro into bitcoins, and vice versa? From which countries? If you are capable to share some information in that direction, it will be very much appreciated.
Sure. I mean, most of our sort of user base it's split 50-50. So I mean, we cater for the EU, or the European Economic Area. So we have a roughly 50-50 split of German users, and then the rest of the EU users. So I mean, we have a lot of data. I think we're a very data-driven company. And we've seen, we enable people to use Bitcoin in almost anything. I think before the corona, what the biggest usage of our card was travel. And obviously, I think people use the card a lot for travel, because we are essentially, we offer, it's zero cost ATM withdrawals, absolutely free, unlimited, and also there's no foreign exchange fees. So this is a huge benefit, I think.
This is very big. And those ATMs are free for unlimited withdrawals.
Unlimited, absolutely. This is like a hidden. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people are using Bitwala for this reason, and I think they're also, exchanging Bitcoin and using it for travel and hotels and restaurants. So we saw a lot of that data, and we realized that hey, our product's awesome, and our card, people want this. People are getting ripped off by banks, and I think what better platform to enable you to have absolutely like low cost, no cost banking, and trade Bitcoin at the same time. So giving you that gateway, but also great in terms of the card and the fiat side of things. In terms of trading, so we've recently, a lot of people are hodling their Bitcoin. So we have a lot of hodlers, and this is great because we're soon launching our latest project, which is coming out next week or in the next 2 weeks, will be the Bitcoin interest account. And the Bitcoin interest account means you can earn interest by hodling your Bitcoin. And we have a great partner network, and you can earn up 3 to 10% of interest just by hodling a Bitcoin. So we're
you declare that you hold a particular amount of bitcoins or satoshis for a particular time, and you receive interest from the bank for storing, for hodling this amount itself. That's the point.
Our partner provides an interest up to 3 to 10%, and it's you can cash out whenever you want. And yeah, we this with all the hodlers out there, and I think we're seeing an increase of hodlers because of the upcoming Bitcoin halving event. So a lot of people are very excited. For those of you who don't know what Bitcoin halving is, it's happening very soon. Actually, it's really exciting. It's happening in mid-May. And it's when the Bitcoin, the mining reward of Bitcoin will systematically cut in half. So instead of being 18,000, it will go down to 900, which means there'll be more demand, which is, also very different to what is happening now in the Corona crisis, where, they're printing more and more money. Well, actually, Bitcoin is becoming more rare. So I think there's a lot of hodlers in our trading community that are seeing this and just waiting to see what happens, really.
Everybody is really excited. Doesn't matter. There are lots of speculations also with this halving. What will happen, we will see. So it has happened before also, but nobody can actually say what will happen, what will be the behavior of the people. Because all these FOMO effects of missing out and vice versa. I would like to, sorry for this interruption, I'd like to ask only everyone to stay on mute, just a kind reminder. Thank you. So this with the halving, and the fact that the reward will be decreased with 50%. So some people say that all the miners who don't have, are not capable to accumulate enough hashing power and to work on the algorithm or on the specific pool to mine a block, so they won't have enough motivation to proceed further. But there also a second theory that this is not the case. We will see, but this with the hodling, it's a very good incentive. Hodl your satoshis and bitcoins with Bitwala, and you're going to be rewarded for the time you hodl them. This is a very, very good incentive. I'm not sure how many of your competitors are doing this. So, do you have any plans if it's not under, it's not secret, if it's not a secret, do you have any plans to launch another crypto, or you are going to stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum now?
I think, yeah, depends how much trouble I get in, but definitely we have a very ambitious roadmap, and there is a lot of things, and that will not cancel out another currency in the near future. So yeah, that is, it's definitely on the the roadmap is always, it's ever changing, but it's extensive, and we've got a lot to get through. So which is going to be really exciting. But yeah, the first one will be the Bitcoin interest account. And then from there we'll analyze our users, see the habits, and then under wraps for now.
Yeah, definitely. No, everybody, it doesn't matter. This, by the way, this webinar is dedicated to Bitcoin only. Actually, we haven't talked about any other crypto. We keep it very maximalistic, as majority of people joining these webinars are pretty new to Bitcoin. So we keep it like that, maximalistic.
I a bit of a Bitcoin maxi, because my history with Bitcoin goes back actually from to 2014. So that's why I also love Bitwala so much, because I was my friends were in it for the technology. They told me about Bitcoin in 2014, and I remember I was at university at the time. I sat in my dorm room, and I was Googling, how do I buy Bitcoin? And I just could not find a legit, answer. It was all like sketchy forums and download a torrent and all these things I just had no idea about. So I think Bitwala is the enabler for people like me, and that's why it's so great, because it's in making the technology inclusive for everyone. And I think it's really cool, because the technology should not be limited to those who know it, basically.
Definitely. And you mentioned earlier that Bitwala is not an exchange. It is an exchange. There is an integrated exchange. It's inside. But could you please just for the audience briefly introduce the main difference between an exchange and that what Bitwala has on top of it? So, for example, if I right now to buy Bitcoin, most probably I'm going to go on Kraken. Randomly take, not randomly, so this with the exchanges must not be that random. But let's say it's Kraken. I go, I made a KYC, which is know your customer, and I potentially deposit via my bank account some money which with which I can actually buy Bitcoin. What is the difference of the exchange itself and Bitwala?
Okay, so what you've literally just described me is the main difference between Bitwala. You spent 20 seconds saying I have to buy for an exchange, and then I have to transfer to my bank account, and then I have to deposit through. We completely cut this all out by offering you an all-in-one solution. There is absolutely, no way someone like me would be going through all those processes. I want a simplified one-stop shop, which Bitwala offers. Another thing is, like, you hold your own keys, and a lot of exchanges don't. So on the mantra, your keys, your crypto. If you're a Bitcoin maxi, this should be your Bible. This is like you would not be invested in crypto if you don't own your private keys. So yeah, those are two major things. We're just like cutting out all the stuff that's fundamentally wrong with exchanges and bringing it all together for
Not your keys, not your Bitcoins. So
not
you're
your keys,
providing
your coins, not your keys.
yeah, you're providing your clients with their private keys, which are on the blockchain and are communicating to the public keys, which is a very, very significant difference from the exchanges. That's what you're saying. There is not a single exchange who is having this as a service, or they're keeping practically your value by holding the private keys of your bitcoins. So this is very very big difference.
This is your factor. The fact that we're a German bank account, we have German regulation, and I think it makes us very trustworthy. And I think there are some exchanges out there that have been compromised. And I think I'm going to say this now: it's very hard. It would be very hard to hack Bitwala. So I think it's just, if you care about your Bitcoin, if you care about your ownership, and if you care about safety, then Bitwala is the reason why a bank account or Bitwala is better than an exchange by far.
It's secure enough. That's what you're saying, that everyone must feel absolutely comfortable with the fundings and the money that they're transferring or accumulating via Bitwala, because you have a very good security system which is implemented, which when we're talking about money, this is the most important thing. Security. Okay, perfect. Zoe, what do you think? So, all this, it's true that everything is changing in this environment so fast. We don't know what can happen tomorrow, literally. But how do you see where the industry is going? What will be the future in 3, 5, 10 years? How do you imagine it?
Oh, okay. I think Bitcoin is literally the future. Basically, this is a personal opinion now, but I think that Bitcoin is a central, it's global. It's a borderless global currency. And I think, with the current crisis and the current situation, people are, more and more people are realizing that this is a good thing, that this is, asserts true ownership. Bitcoin is especially democratic, which, in times where, governments are uncertain, and economies are unstable, I think, Bitcoin is, the future. But like, this is spoken like a true maxi.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I also think that,
Mhm. Yes, please.
sorry, yeah, I also think that Bitcoin can offer some sort of financial freedom. I think that Bitcoin is resilient for the future, and it has the ability to change. I believe that Bitcoin will always be with us. I know there are Twitter arguments. For example, a famous one is, oh yeah, Bitcoin will either be 0 or 100,000. I believe that Bitcoin will never be 0. Okay, so you take your own answers from that. But I hope, I hope 100,000 or a million. But I believe in the potential of Bitcoin, and I believe that is truly resilient for the future. So yeah.
I'm completely end-to-end sharing your vision for the future, that the future is Bitcoin. I will say Bitcoin only. I'm going to add this a little bit. Please allow me to be a little bit more maximalistic, or mainly Bitcoin, because this is proven with the time. It's turning out to be the digital gold. So compared to the rest of the cryptos and the currencies, doesn't matter which of them are going to prove as stable ones and as serious ones. So Bitcoin is going to remain forever the digital gold, as it's the first, and it will last forever. So Bitcoin is the future. We are definitely on the same page, and we have Bitwala, and which is enabling our future to come faster in the right and secure way.
Yeah. Yeah, our new motto for the whole company is own your future. And I think this really like echoes throughout everything we do. It's like we are enabling you to own your future bit by bit.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with this new product that you've mentioned about, which is going to launch, to be integrated very soon with the hodling and the interest that the people are going to receive back. This is a very good incentive, and I've read a lot, but I haven't read about this. I have to read more about this, and how exactly you are going to do it. Okay, Zoe. By the way, I've checked on your. Yes, please.
So you guys are the first to sort of hear this announcement, so I feel very lucky.
Shoes in Bitcoin. So we have news from Bitwala, Germany. It's worldwide news. So we are going to have a new additional product in Bitwala, which will enable everybody to receive interest for the stored Bitcoins, for the hodled Bitcoins. So now is time. Perfect, Zoe. Having said that, I wanted also to mention something very interesting that I've seen on your website, and this is connected with your referral program. I see you have something like inform your friends, spread the word about Bitwala, and people can receive mini awards of 15 euro if you recommend the product itself. Could you please let us know more about this initiative within your team? Okay, I think Zoe dropped. There is kind of a technical problem. So we are going to wait just a little. Or while we are waiting for Zoe, everyone, I want to share with you that actually these days I've seen something very new with Bitwala, which is their referral program. When you join at bitwala.com, so you're going to see that literally when you create your own account and then you recommend with your own account additional person, your friend, or someone from your family, both you and the other person are receiving 15 euro, like a small reward and a good start from Bitwala. I'm really not sure what's happening. Most probably Zoe is having some network issues right now, and that's why she's not capable to join us back. Meanwhile, while we are waiting, thank you everyone who has joined this evening. Here I would like to ask you, do you guys have any questions to me or to Zoe? Please feel free to use the group chat here in Zoom, and you can ask your question. Hi Zoe, you're back?
I think I had London internet connection issues.
Don't worry, don't worry, it happens. So I just said several words about the referral program that you are having currently. But aside from the website and the information on it, I don't have any other information. Could you please tell us what is it about?
Yeah, what the Refer a Friend program. So this is an initiative that we started back in January, and we want to, sort of spread the word and get the community, out there. And I think a lot of it is like word of mouth. And we get our users on board, and then they, they have such a great experience with trading Bitcoin. They become, or Ethereum. They become such a crypto evangelist that they invite their friends. So basically, you can, or anyone can get a Bitwala account and invite your friends. So you can get 15 euro and your friend can get 15 euro. And this is, sometimes we change depending on a campaign we do, this amount can change. But at the moment, our standard rate is 30 euro for 2 people.
Yeah, perfect. Now 30 euro as just to start with it. I mean, it's a very good incentive. And this 15 euro, can you trade them to convert them into Bitcoins?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this 15 euro is yours to do whatever you want with it. Our minimum trading amount is 30 euro right now. So you might have.
Okay,
Yeah.
30. Okay, so option one is to use them, utilize this 15 euro for cappuccino or coffee or whatever. Option two is you to put additional 15 euro and to hodl and to receive interest from Bitwala.
Exactly. So essentially, you could make free money and double your money, or even triple your money. So yeah, it's a great and it's unlimited. So you can, as long as you don't abuse our terms and conditions. We have a lot of referrals. We actually have a great affiliate program, and people are really like in board or engaging with referring their friends, especially if it's an awesome product. I think referral programs don't really work if the product isn't something that they wouldn't refer themselves. It's just basic.
Yeah, it's proven to be like that. So definitely, and it's a very good thing that you guys are doing over there for
I
everyone.
just want to point out Lola, so the image of the dog. So this is quite an interesting story. So it's a bit of an Easter egg, but all across our products, especially when you're creating a Bitcoin wallet or a Ethereum wallet, you will see Lola the dog, and Lola's the one in the scarf. And this dog is actually one of the founders' dogs in real life. So the initial Bitwala story is 3 guys and a dog. We've grown to over 80 employees. So yeah, 3 guys and a dog that really had this shared vision of Bitcoin is going to change the world. And yeah, so Lola kind of stuck with us in this, still around.
Great. I'm a very big dog lover. So
Yeah.
I love dogs. So it's very interesting, sir. We are going to look for Lola. Check Lola's updates from Lola from Bitwala.
Yeah, when you create a Bitcoin wallet, Lola guides you through the Bitcoin wallet creation. So it's very interactive, it's very simple, and it's just awesome. Like
But Lola is relatively new or not? Because I don't remember Lola when I was doing my account back in the summer, last summer, or it's relatively new, right?
We've done a sort of refresh on the sort of onboarding and the wallet flow. And yeah, Lola is involved. And I think we decided, because it's such a great story and it really ties in with who we are. We're very humble. We came from humble beginnings. And we're, yeah, like we're not a typical bank. We have really strong set of values, which is, adapt, live the revolution, not another bank. And yeah, Lola really fits in well. So yeah.
Definitely. And by the way, I've seen on your website, and also it's also visible on here on this screenshot from the website, that you are hiring in Bitwala. So you're looking for additionally increasing your team. You're a very diverse team. That's what I've seen, and I know you have how many nationalities in your team?
I cannot actually count. I think it was 27 nationalities the last time I checked. So yeah, we speak all languages in the Bitwala office, and despite these times, we are still hiring. We are always on the lookout for awesome developers, but also designers and copywriters. So if anyone wants to apply, just go to bitwala.com/careers and apply directly. And yeah.
Thank you, Zoe. Thanks for sure. I'm sure there are lots of people here who are interested also to know more details about that as well.
It's an awesome team. Like, we're a young, dynamic team with lots of fresh ideas, and honestly, it's worth waking up in the morning every day to work on an exciting project. But also, the people around it are just really, really amazing.
Definitely. So I'm following you and your team in Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I see the atmosphere and everybody. Actually, you're a wonderful team. You have lots of parties together. I wish you to have another party very soon, and we all to be released from this awful situation that we're experiencing. And until that time, Zoe, having in mind that you're a very successful woman in that industry with lots of experience, and you've had and you're still having your exciting journey. Do you hear me? I think it has interrupted again. Okay, so we are going to wait.
So yeah, I actually caught the last of that. So the advice that I give to anyone that wants to, essentially, not just get started in the industry, but get started in Bitcoin. I would say that take it easy, take it slow. Don't rush into things. There is a lot of information online, and do not get inundated by all the information. I mean, we have a great academy if you're just starting out. And yeah, it can get very exciting in terms of a Bitcoin perspective. So yeah, anyone who's starting out, just take it easy, relax. It can be overwhelming. For a woman in the industry, of course, it's very male dominated. And this is changing. This is becoming more and more diverse. Berlin is a very, very diverse, has a very, very diverse startup culture. But yeah, there are definitely ways for women to get more involved. And there's loads of meetups, there's loads of events, and I think people are wanting the crypto industry to have more women, because we can bring a different and fresh perspective. And yeah.
So definitely, I do agree again with you. So women are bringing additional perspective, fresh air, new ideas. We're just turning things around, and we're making them happen. So definitely, the industry needs more women, I would say. So great, Zoe. By the way, for already, we have one question here. Approximately how many customers do you currently have? So Zoe, have
Nice.
number. Thank you, Georgi Pane, for asking this question. And another question we have from Sarah James. for some who has never been involved in Bitcoin, what would be the first steps you would recommend? Thanks, Sarah. So, Zoe, if you'd like to pick up.
Yep, for sure.
Question.
Well, we can start off with the how. Well, I mean, I already sort of answered it. If you're a complete newbie and it can be completely overwhelming, yeah, just take it slow. There is so much information and so many resources. I recommend going to the Bitwala Academy or the blog to brush up. That's my self promotion going there. Also, yeah, if you have, I think communities are really important. So, I mean, back before, before when the world was normal and we had meetups, it was a really great opportunity for me. I started in the industry with absolutely no experience apart from when I was in my university dorm room and wanted to buy Bitcoin. And I grew this by expanding my network. You can join virtual events now. Events like this are a great way of meeting people who can be sort of your partner, your advice giver. So I have a lot of great colleagues who give me market updates. And they always, we have a market watch, which is twice a week. And this gives you all the latest information in very readable chunks. So it's all about like condensing the information and making it accessible for people that just have no idea. But I definitely think expanding your network. The second question, approximately how many customers do you currently have? So we recently, after a year of operations, we recently celebrated 50,000 users. And I say a year of operations because Bitwala has had a previous product. And I'm not sure people know the story, but this is why Bitwala is so strong now. Bitwala 1.0 used to be a prepaid debit card where you can buy Bitcoin or use Bitcoin around the world. This first initial product closed when our provider Wavecrest shut down in 2018, and Bitwala rose from the ashes and worked really hard on delivering the world's first crypto bank account. So yeah, it was starting from scratch, and it's been officially a year, and we did 50,000 fully verified, which is KYC, which means they've completed the verification process all the way through. They've done the thing on their passport, and they're full users of Bitwala. So this is how we sort of monitor the public response, and it's growing each month. So it's growing every month. We're seeing a very positive upward trend, as technical analysis would say. So
thank you, Zoe.
And thank you.
Thank you. I wish you
Academy.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Rafael Cas, for writing this bitwala.com academy. This is where you can start your learning journey. I would add, Sarah James, that you can also visit all the webinars of Schulz in Bitcoin. So I'm trying to have here people who are supporting me to understand more about Bitcoin. So feel free and more than welcome to join our webinars. Thank you, Zoe. Really appreciate this conversation and your time this evening with me and everyone on the chat. I'd like to thank everyone for joining once again. Please keep yourself tuned on Choosing Bitcoin Facebook page. Very soon I'm going to announce who is going to be our next speaker. I'm going to say only that next time we are going to talk about liquid, but it won't be beer, but it will be again Bitcoin. Liquid Bitcoin most probably will be our next webinar for Choosing Bitcoin episode 4. So thank you everyone once again for joining. Thanks, Zoe. I wish you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, guys.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Keep in touch. Thanks, Ivailo Dachev. Bye, everyone. Ciao.